Welcome everybody, my name is Ryan and we are back with more vintage story today. This is episode 9 of the vegetarian run and it is a one life hardcore permadeath run too, but we're jumping right back into the action. It's a little smoky here where I'm standing, but there it is. The copper anvil. Oh, that's right. In the last episode, we finished up by pulling this thing out of the mold. Of course, we had to destroy the mold. New feature of the latest update, but everything else is pretty peaceful out here. We haven't seen any of the big cats yet, but I did install a couple new mods recently, and I think we might have to venture into new unloaded chunks to actually see the animals. Yeah, since they were installed post-world generation, effectively, I think that's how that works. But, I mean, we're definitely going to be going into undiscovered chunks in the future. But today, our trip is going to just be down here to this southern point of our little island. We've definitely been there before. And I'm going to be traveling extremely carefully, despite, the fact that I don't think we'll see cats. I'm going to act like we might, just for total precaution. So I've got my stack of dirt with me. The point of going down there is to get the copper, but we also need stone to make the forge. That's what we're missing right now. Otherwise, I would already have a saw and we'd be making boards and buckets and barrels and all that, which we're going to do today. But yeah, I figured in order to just be more efficient, kill two birds with one stone, so to speak, we're going to come down here, withdraw the copper here from Mother Earth, and we're also going to knock out some of the blocks, get some stones too. So I'm bringing the clay along just so I know exactly, I get the exact right amount. But either way, let's set off on our trip. Yeah, I'm going to be going pretty light. I would also love to maybe find some papyrus too. I think it's not a bad idea to go ahead and pin this, at least temporarily. Yeah, let's pin that so I can keep, good orientation on it with my mini maps. So, with the stack of dirt in my hands, gonna run by and give the horse a little kiss goodbye. Let's head on the way. Is this the right way? Yeah, we'll follow the coast as we go, especially along this route here. This is pretty thick jungle, so I'm gonna just hug the coast. I've made this trip a couple of times. You know what, wait a second. On second thought, hold on. Let's look up something real quick. The raft. What's... Oh. Hold on. We're going to make a raft. Yeah, I just realized that's going to be so much... Since I do want to avoid, just traipsing straight through the thick jungle. For one, it's, it's not easy traveling through there. And it could be dangerous with the bears and stuff. Alright, I'm going to delay the trip. Maybe until tomorrow morning, too, because I'm looking at the clock. It's almost 4 p.m. Yeah. My axe will break, so we're going to make a raft. That just occurred to me, literally on the spot, but I think it's a good idea, so let's follow through with it. Alright, looks like I acquired enough bamboo, but now we need those ropes. And once again, our friends, the wild vines, are going to come in handy here. Yeah, I love this stuff. Just be careful. Don't set it too close to your pit kilns or your fireplaces, because they will light on fire. I've had it happen. All right, is 9 enough? Yeah, for 3 ropes. I think so. Beautiful. So those go right down the center. And I actually have another mod installed. Had this one since the very beginning. Better Bamboo, I believe it's called. Yeah, let's see. Bamboo shutter, better bamboo. So it gives us a lot more building options with bamboo stuff. So we'll definitely be utilizing this material more. But most importantly, let's grab that. Now, no raft is complete without the pole. Can we make the pole out of bamboo? No, I don't remember. Let me look. It's called primitive pole, I think. No. Hold on, let me find it. There it is. It's crude ore, not primitive pole. What was I thinking? Of course. So how do we make this? Age, give me some oak. Oh, okay, so I'll need 2 more ropes. That's not a problem. I do need to go ahead and replenish my vines after this, most likely. Another great thing is, I mean, these are really cool for adding that aesthetic touch to your walls. You know, if you're doing a build and you want a little ivy look, also take note that they change color with the seasons too. So you'll see a little color variation as time passes. Whoa, get out of here, Mr. Pig. Oh my gosh, I gotta watch out. Don't want to get too close to him, but luckily there's no little ones about, so... All right, and I've already blanked. Oh, I need the oak, which we have. Should have plenty of. Sun's going down. Let's see, what was the ore again? Oh my gosh, hold on a second. Primitive crude ore, aka the primitive pole. There we go. Now, it would be great to have a basket to go with this, but papyrus is in quite short supply. So, like I said, the sun's going down. We're not going to leave till the morning. What we'll do is we'll head over there past Mr. Goat to our little farm, which is just over the hill right there. And I've got some papyrus already planted. Hopefully it's regrown since our last harvesting. And yeah, we'll be able to make a basket. But if not, we'll just still head out. Nothing will delay the trip any longer, so I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So it's kind of a windy day, but I woke up fairly early and whipped up some more charcoal here, so really trying to keep up with that. Yeah, good, it's lit. All right, so that'll be ready. Also went ahead and made some more bowls. I'm anticipating once those sunflower seeds come in, I'm going to make a bunch of the fat from the sunflowers, and we're going to use oil lamps to light up quite a bit of this compound. Because for one thing, they don't produce the smoke like the torches and stuff and fires do. And the rest of the clay, I actually got bored and made another vessel because I know we're going to need a lot of them. So, in other words, we've got to stop off and pick up a little bit of clay. Hey, Mr. Horse. All right, so which direction are we headed? To the south? Let's see. There's definitely clay on the way, right? Well, there's some super close to home, too. We can always find some. And I think I'll start just picking up stones, too, as we go. So that's not a bad idea. But, oh boy, we've got this here. So let's do our first little bit of sailing together. Lots of nice stones. And maybe we'll get lucky and see some wildlife too. Shouldn't be threatening, obviously, out here in the water, but alright, so jump in and we're off. Yeah, I do prefer third person with this, but whew, the storm's picking up, getting a little bit loud, and looks like it's pretty foggy, so it's not going to be much to see, but you know, I'm realizing a couple of canals right here and here would probably be extremely helpful. Although right now, currently, obviously we're going down here. I'm just thinking about like future trips, like this location. Yeah, that might be worth investigating. I've dug canals before in different worlds, mainly on my multiplayer server with the help of some friends, but either way, it's not a bad idea, and that looks like an ideal place for one. There it is, the destination is dead ahead and up the side of the hill, so let's go ahead and park it here, switch out of third person mode, no thank you, and I think, oh no, I was going to say if we're careful, we can place this in the side. Where does it go exactly? How do I do it? There we go, shift, okay, and always make sure to mark it. You'll forget, or at least I usually forget. I'll just put R there. Good. And of course we'll delete that when we're done, but let's get to the top of this thing. This was one of the first, I think the second bit of copper that we ever discovered. And again, we're here for stone as well as the copper. Okay, is that a bit of a cactus fruit maybe on top? Oh, that's a little puppy. Yeah, there's definitely some wildlife up here. Oh, that's still too young. I don't think there's any mature fruit up here right now. No. Okay, so where is it? Oh, it must be this one. Yeah, it's this one here because I dug it and left the sand. And of course, in an unloaded chunk, once you leave an area and the chunk unloads, then items which you left on the ground like that, won't despawn. You literally have to be in the same area for 10 minutes, I believe, for items to despawn. But there it is, the copper layer. Oh yes, you better believe I'm going to be very thorough. Knock out all of this stuff. Let's look at what... Oh, we already got some crystallized chunks of native copper, just medium stuff. Not a problem. Like I said, we're here for the long haul. It's only 10 in the morning, so let's see just how much of this we end up with. I am just checking all the nooks and crannies here, looking for any extra copper, which might have generated it at maybe a strange angle, but so far I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I think we've got enough stones probably to head back whenever we're ready, but 37 chunks of medium native copper and 2 of the crystallized pieces. So I don't know how much that's going to be. I'm not going to try to do the math off the top of my head, but we will definitely crush it up as soon as we get home. We're going to pour out a pickaxe, I should say a pro pick, and actually I probably will need a backup pickaxe, and we got to really start to think about bronze. I don't like to spend too much time in the copper age if I can help it. I like to try and get right up to iron. In fact, that's one of the reasons, like, I kind of delay, not even intentionally, it's just like I wait to do any serious building until I get to the Iron Age, you know, because I want those more durable tools and stuff, so I don't have to constantly be remaking them. And of course, with hematite, at least, you usually get a massive quantity of it when you get a good strike, so you don't have to worry about constantly going out and exploring. You can kind of just, at that point in the Iron Age, hunker down around your base area and start to really build, you know. But I'll make more of an effort to maybe move out of the dirt hut and get ourselves something more, you know, with that oak tree that we've got nearby, which has been like the hardest boss that I've ever fought in Vintage Story. It's killed like 6 of my stone axes so far, but I can finally chop that down. We can make some nice boards out of it. Oh yeah, I like to build with oak. It's a good solid wood. It's got a nice color. I think it matches well, especially with granite. I've done many granite oak builds, but we do also have access to some ebony, quite a few. There's quite a few ebony trees, any of the black ones you see. Then there's several that I didn't even mark, like in our own savanna. So yeah, we'll be utilizing that for building too. It actually kind of breaks my heart to even use ebony for like firewood or any of that nonsense. No. It's got to be something where strictly for building. How the hell do I pick up the ore? Hold on. Wait, do I need to push shift? There we go. Okay. I figured it out. Look at that. All right. Luckily, I figured it out on my own, and I didn't just leave the raft here stranded because I couldn't pick up the ore. No, that's never happened before. All right. Well, anyway, I've got my auto walk button set thanks to an outdated mod. It's now included in the Dana's Tweaks mod, but personally, it's not a bad mod, certainly. It's just it's got too many tweaks to it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time going through the config page and figuring out what I want, what I don't. So I usually just install the outdated auto walk from the same author, but luckily they've kept it up. And it still works in like all the versions that I've played. So I definitely recommend that auto walk. And mainly I use it for boating. Like I almost never use it when I'm actually walking, but in some situations, maybe if you got like a long roadway that you've built on a multiplayer server, the auto walk feature is great. But right now, trust me, I'm hands-free, just cruising along the beautiful waves. All right, not too bad of a trip. And auto walk disengaged. There we go. So also third person disengaged. Let's find out if I can do this twice. Yeah, look at that, first time. And of course, market. Black star, just R. Yep, we're here at home, just up ahead, but we're going to go over here to the savannah. Let's see. Yeah, there's clay there, but we need some clay, and of course, whoa, God, that horse scared me for a second. Thought it was a centaur. Oh boy. Yeah, we've got to check the savannah. We're on the lookout for carcasses, and we are finally getting close to the point where we might be able to make some leather, but limestone or borax will be an issue. We still don't have any of it, but trees are looking okay. None of these have died or taken yet, but we'll give more time, obviously. So let's zip over here, dig up a bit. Haven't crushed it. Haven't done a thing with it yet, just sitting in the inventory, but no reason taking it home right now because we don't have the forge yet. We've got to get that to progress. All right, let's see. I'll check the hills afterwards, maybe on the way back, but who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky, come across like a full-grown gazelle carcass. Oh, gotta keep that dirt in my hand. Be extra careful. This is a nice ebony tree right here that I haven't marked, but yeah, it's obviously so close to the clay, it's going to be hard to forget about it. And I think we could definitely use that as a nice starter for our base, but not while we're here. Oh, great, I can see my axe, or my shovel's going to break in literally like 2 chunks worth almost. Oh, well, not to worry. I'll keep going until that breaks, and yeah, we're going to head home. Finally start doing some real blacksmithing. Okay, so far it's getting kind of dark and no corpses, but there are some horses down in this hole right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but yeah, there's 2 of them in there. Huh. I think I should probably mark this. I don't know. I mean, they'll obviously survive perfectly fine, but it's also possible they could fall even deeper. Especially if I drop down in there at some point looking for some ore. So yeah, we'll say something like horses in a hole. Let's do that. And there we go. All right. And I'll make it white. You can barely even see it. Yeah, we'll come back to this hole, obviously. Like I said, we're on the way to start some blacksmithing and whip up a prospecting pick now. And I'm realizing, too, the harvesting of carcasses over there in the savannah is just, it's not going to be as plentiful as I had hoped. Certainly not. I mean, we've only literally come across like 1 or 2. And the skins, at this early stage in the game, obviously just rotted away. Man, oh man. So, let's get inside here. Okay, nothing's following me. Lay down a torch for you guys here. So, I already whipped up the cobblestone. Actually, I think we'll just leave it. I'm going to be coming back and forth. I need to make a door here. Quite honestly, I need to just rebuild this whole place, but it's coming. It's coming. We're going to do it. We just need boards. So, let's get the forge placed. Actually, we're going to place it right next to that. Good. Excellent. And those go in. Yeah, the hammer's on the inside. Let's grab it. Let's see how much ore we got out of this thing. Okay, I didn't fire that up yet. That's fine. We should have lots of charcoal, too. And, yeah, I'm probably going to want to finish off this vessel and get it started. Might even do another one, but let's not get too crazy. I do want to focus on this. Let's see. All right, the hammer's laying down. Boom, here we go. Okay, how much copper did we get? Because despite, like I said, wanting to get ourselves into the Bronze Age as soon as possible, I'm still going to make like a copper axe and shovel, most likely, especially if it's something easy I can just pour into a mold, which we have. But that's decent. Yeah, that's a decent amount. Plus, let's grab whatever little bit we've got left. Okay, let's get out here and do some proper blacksmithing. It's 9 p.m. I think it's worth staying up a full night doing this here. Let's light it up. Beautiful. 2 ingots doesn't take very long, to be honest. So we'll do a saw and what else? I don't know. Let's think about it. While we think, though, we can probably set up the crucible with we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe another 2 ingots. Screw it, let's just do 8. So yeah, we'll do all 4 of the ingots. So we're talking another 800 units, basically. Yeah. Which I think we have. So let's pop that in. 640, grab half of that stack. 800 will give us just about everything we need, hopefully until we get to that Bronze Age, like I said. All right, a couple more. And there it is, looking good. Don't need too many of these. I think probably about 8 is enough. Probably more than enough. All right, so Going to be juggling two different things at once because these ingots are now probably ready. Let's see. I'm actually just let them go to their full heat. There we go. Until that coal burns out. All right. Saw. Definitely want the saw. I think I might do shears. Shears are kind of a pain, like the actual blacksmithing process. Same with the forks. It's kind of a pain too, but with the forks I'll probably do like wait till we get a bronze and I can lay that out. But all right, there we go. The copper saw. Yeah, and we'll do some shears. I heard some weird noises. It sounded like a frog or something. I don't know what that was. I don't think it was a big cat though, so I'm not going to worry too much. But all right, let's knock this out. Our very first blacksmithing piece here in the hardcore world. And we're doing it right out in the open where I could easily get attacked from the back. I'm confident though. Yeah, missing some of the animal mods, but we'll get them. We'll definitely add them as they get updated. And I'm thinking about the elephant mod too. Although it's not necessarily dangerous, although elephants certainly can be dangerous, but they're pretty placid as long as you give them a wide area and just respect their boundaries. But they're so cool to have on the world or in the world. I absolutely love seeing the megafauna creatures that exist. Rhinos are cool too, but I found that rhinos seem a bit more rare than the elephants themselves. There we go. So everything is slotted into place. Do some snippage here. Starting to accumulate our first bits too. Look at that. Beautiful. Some copper bits. We will definitely be using those probably just to resmelt as opposed to repairing. There it is. Number one tool. All right. Now the shears. Oh boy. Like I said, yeah, this one, it's maybe one that would help with a heavy hit. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Heavy hits. Alright, well, I won't make you suffer through this one because like I said, it can be a little tedious getting some of these last bits around certain corners and stuff, but by the time I'm done, we should have two brand new really nice tools. Oh, and I forgot, we gotta go check on the pouring. Is it ready? Is it ready? Oh, that's the cooking pot. Not quite. Okay, it's still got about a halfway. Let's just toss a little bit more charcoal so it doesn't. And I gotta hurry up, get back out here. It's not the end of the world. If I do have to reheat it, it's just one or two pieces of charcoal, essentially. Well, it's still dark out, but morning is almost here. The weather's still terrible, but I have been hard at work. You can see we've got our shears now. The saw is ready to go, although I don't honestly think I have any wood at this point, but not to worry because we've also got... get out of my way. Look at that. Some tools ready to go. So let's grab these and we'll start to make... Yep, I got my sticks. Our first real set. Oh, this is awesome. Got to start to worry about my hotbar now more, but we'll just use these. I can go through the axe and the shovel pretty quick, so we'll start with these as backups. Very good. And we got one more here, so let's grab that. Now that is definitely a backup, but it's going to stick with me too, I think, because we're going to do some prospecting for sure. And we'll leave these four just for now. So, yeah, we need to get out there. I've got a couple servings of some porridge here. I probably don't need to bring the saw with me. Let's stick it in this basket for now. Put that in there. I'm also going to drop off a torch in there. I like to have an extra torch. Okay, but yeah, I think I should probably leave the flint behind too. Don't think I actually need that anymore. Obviously, we'll have to make up like a knife and stuff eventually, but and of course, one of the first things I'm going to be so grateful to make is a chest, a proper double chest, or maybe 3 or 4 of them. But I also got us another storage vessel and another anvil mold. Made that over the night, so I didn't sleep at all. Stayed awake all night, folks. And let's see. Yeah, we've got enough. Actually, I don't know if we have enough sticks for this, but let's get them going. We'll do the important ones. The vessel and the mold. I definitely have enough grass. Just got some more bowls because I'm still anticipating a big sunflower crop. So yeah, not enough sticks for that. Like I said, we'll get some while we're out there traveling around. In fact, let me put those on the hot bar. But these we definitely want to get started. I don't have any. This is the last bit of wood I've got. 8 is what we need, I think, right? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna head over. Boy, should I try and take out that oak tree first thing? That might actually break my copper axe too. Let's see, I've got the copper axe, the flint. Well, we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. If it breaks it, it breaks it. It's not a big deal. Uh-oh, shears are still hot. I have to find a pool of water to dunk those in. Maybe over by the agriculture. Alright, what's going on? Am I on fire or something? I think I stepped on the edge of the pit kiln there. Okay, so those are lit, protected from the water. Not worried about the bowls right now. Let's get over here, see how our little farm plot is doing. And you know what I might do? We could drop down into the previous copper mine. Where was it? Right here. Yeah, let's actually drop. Oh my god, these shears. Get off the hot bar. Let's drop down in here and take a prospecting reading. Long range. And we should drop into... There we go. Alright, that'll be good. Give us access to some nice stone. So let's see what kind of readings we get here. Alright, coming up with the last sample. Consider it very poor. Native copper. Minuscule amounts of magnetite. Well, these are really great reading. I mean, okay, I should rephrase that. They're not great readings, but what we're seeing, the specifics are really good. Cassiterite, which is of course tin ore, and then magnetite. We'll do with that. I've used magnetite before instead of hematite. Works just as well for iron tools, so that's good, but they could be a lot better just in terms of the overall quantity. I just literally missed a lightning strike right there. All right, let's get over here. Just take a peek. Oh, papyrus is ready. Yeah, I think we will go ahead and harvest that. Oh, sunflowers getting so close. They're really growing great. But man, oh man, I gotta redo this garden. Yeah, for sure. It's just a big cluster. That's usually how the first garden ends up being. But, well, other than the papyrus, I don't think anything else is ready. So, let's get that done. And, yeah, then we'll continue to go dig around, chop some wood, and see what other kind of prospecting results we get. Alright, there stands our nemesis. Oh, the old oak tree, which has defeated more axes than any other oak tree, at least in this world, right? So, I'm going to actually start with the old copper axe. Bring this thing down. We'll see if it can take the rest of it. There's a lot of tree left, so I don't know, but we'll find out in 1 second. Oh, we did it. Oh, look at that axe, too. Down to 29 endurance, or HP, durability, whatever. Oh, and it didn't quite take all of it out. There's one left. That's interesting. I wonder why that happened. But it was actually significantly faster than the stone tools I've been using. So, good old metal. Man, you can't beat it. It really is what launched us into the modern age, isn't it? They say agriculture, is what helped develop civilization, but metal tools definitely played a big part in that too. Just making everything much more efficient. But, alright, so I can probably dig down my stupid ugly thing here. Let's just see how much inventory space I've got, because we might just continue our adventure. Like I said, just taking some prospecting readings. Praying I don't get struck by lightning. That's another thing we'll have to do, is set up a lightning rod. Once we actually build a house, which is flammable, of course, out of something other than dirt. But, alright, so yeah, I'm pretty full, but check it out. Okay, I did actually harvest our papyrus. So I got an empty basket, brought it with me. It's not going to hold all of it. This is good here. This oak, probably end up using most of it for just like charcoal, but we'll build with some of it too for sure. But I think ebony will be our primary material. So yeah, while I'm here, I probably should grab a couple of stacks of this stuff. Maybe just go until my shovel breaks. I don't know. Even though it's a stone shovel, I don't want to be out here for all day just digging up clay, so we need to take more prospecting readings. I have to know if we can get better readings on that hematite, and of course, more importantly, find some of that tin. Oh, and also, I'd really like to find a borax strike. That would make things, our life, so much easier in terms of progression, no doubt about it. Okay, the inventory's looking pretty good. Got several stacks of clay. I did go ahead and just use the entire shovel. Yeah, the stone one. So we're officially on to our copper shovel. Plenty of wood. And here we are in a nice little pit. And we're going to take another sample here. Let's see what we get in this region. Very poor native copper, cassiterite, bismuth, no way, and cinnabar. So the magnetite has officially dropped off. Remember, we took our first reading here, and this was definitely far enough away. I could even take another one right here in the middle. That wouldn't be too close at all. But let's go north here where we're close to that other hole in the ground. You don't have to do it like this. I could literally strip away some dirt, but I just like to, if there are, caves that are decently spaced, I'll take samples, especially in Homo sapiens around where there's nothing to worry about underground. You know what, while I'm here, I'm actually going to grab some of these vines too real quick, but I'll meet you guys back underground and we'll take another sample. All right, nice little underground waterfall in this position. Let's see what kind of metals are here. Or minerals, I should say. Okay. Hold on, let's open this up and look at this. So from this position, copper has gone down. Yeah, so coming up here was overall kind of a bad thing. Yeah, I think the bismuth increased slightly. Yeah, the chance for bismuth increased by 0.6%, or 6% or whatever. Yeah, not very much. So, in that case, what we'll do is we'll come over to, like, this region and take a reading, too. And also, of course, that limonite down there at the very bottom, very poor. That's actually titanium, but irrelevant right now for us. What we really want to do is zero in on that cassiterite, and then, of course, that magnetite. Interestingly enough, the cassiterite ore here and here have the same percent chance. So really what we need to do is just keep taking samples all around our little bitty island. Well, my plan was to continue to take a bunch of samples. I have taken several more, but I just came across this big cave and it's had the best cassiterite readings that we've seen so far. Now, they're not great, but 0.05%, I figure it's worth maybe peeking our head under here. Again, should be relatively safe unless, like a bunch of hyenas have fallen down here. Yeah, there won't be any drifters. Silver, okay. Not interested in that. We actually can't even break the quartz right now with the copper. This is a nutty amount of quartz, though. Can I mark that? Yeah, okay. So we will definitely come back at some point for that silver. Remember I mentioned that we can make black bronze with like just a minuscule amount of gold and silver, even just one nugget of each, and we have a nugget of gold. So that literally guarantees us a bronze pickaxe, but again, we can't actually get it until we already have bronze. So let's be careful here. One thing I always end up doing is getting myself lost. So I'm going to leave short trail of torches because I actually don't have many, but we won't go very far. Maybe the good news is that this point and this point have equal amounts of cassiterite. So obviously what I'm hoping for is we just run into some. That would be so amazing right now. It's pretty distinctive too. It's like a black ore. If I remember correctly. Shoot. Well, yeah, I don't want to go too deep and get myself lost. We have a limited amount of torches and a very limited amount of inventory space, but if I come across some tin ore, I will definitely throw something out to accommodate it. So let me just see what I can find under here. Maybe I'll still get lucky. Who knows? Well, now, here we go. Looks like it's not cassiterite, but it's the next best thing, some bismuth. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have neglected to mention that bismuth is a reading here. Obviously, we saw it earlier, too. I just kind of didn't expect to see it. Although, hey, I should have, right? Obviously. This is another really great mineral, even if you're not, like, working on the Bronze Age. Let's say you've passed it, or maybe you're really just wanting tin and you don't want to worry about, like, getting zinc and bismuth. Still harvest this stuff, because this bismuth, for one thing, makes a really pretty metal. It's like, almost like a bluish, but it has that texture of like gasoline on a mud puddle or water puddle in a parking lot, where it gets kind of like a rainbowish effect. It's hard to describe, but when you see it, you'll probably like it. And another really interesting feature is it has a really low melting point. So you can actually melt this stuff in your crucible using peat instead of charcoal. Just the bismuth by itself, not bismuth bronze. That's different, obviously. But speaking of, we do have, what, 2, maybe 5 bits of zinc ore, so I don't know, it might be enough to actually make our first bronze pickaxe, which would be incredible, but we still need to take a ton of readings with the prospecting pick, no doubt about it. But I mean, I brought my backup pickaxe. Yeah, this is rich bismuth. I'm going to get all of this stuff, at least if my pickaxes hold up. So then the hunt will continue, maybe in the morning, because it's getting to be late. Yeah, although I'm perfectly safe underground here at night, going back to the surface will be a bit more dangerous for us. Safe and sound back at home. Yeah, the trip over land wasn't too bad. I just ran straight home. I've emptied out a little bit of the inventory. Look at that. Ended up with 43 rich chunks. Oh, the old bismuth. I think what we'll do, let's see, where is it? 5 sapphirite. I fear that's not going to be enough, because if memory serves, it's actually the bismuth, which you need the least of in a bismuth bronze alloy mix. But let's see, I do have some of that. Okay, we might have enough to play with the ratios to get exactly what we need, because we can mix and match these. For instance, if I just put 2, yeah, that gives us 100 units of copper. So like I said, let me play with these ratios a little bit. We've definitely got enough bismuth. I think if I just put 1 in there and maybe like, I think it's actually, let's try all 5. We literally might just have enough. That's too much. Maybe, oh, bismuth bronze, look, there it is. 85 units, not quite enough. Boom, we've got it. Beautiful. So he used every bit of the zinc that we had. And remember, I got this from panning. So in other words, there's not like a mine that I can go access to get more, although there might be. If we take enough samples in the area, we could find a strike, certainly. But I can always pan for 5 more bits. But boom, we've got our first bronze pickaxe. I just got to load it up a little bit of charcoal. Yeah, and of course, this is one we can pour right out into the mold. So that's amazing. Boom. Yep, we've done it. We just entered the Copper Age here for the first time. And now we can go harvest that silver, actually, too, that we just came away from. That was all the way up here. That's the silver ore. It's worth the trip. And like I said, with the single gold nugget, we have that mixed with 1 silver, and then I think 18, copper. We'll be able to make another bronze pickaxe. It'll just be the black bronze variety. So we're in business, folks. We're bootstrapping ourselves up. In the next episode, like I said, we're going to do a bit more sampling, but I think it's also finally time to put this saw to use and make some boards. Finally make some trunks and even work on the house. So we got a lot more to look forward to, guys. I hope you will continue to tune in to the Vegetarian Run. If you're enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I will make sure that we get to pour this one together on the next episode.